Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Good morning. I hope everybody's feeling great today. All right, I'm going to try to see if I can also view this live on LinkedIn because I know sometimes um, folks have comments and I can't always see them. So I was hoping that I could have um, this live up on LinkedIn. So maybe I could see comments that I don't always see at the same time. I don't know. We're going to try it. Um, but if not, I apologize in advance again for those who sometimes join and can't. And I don't always see your posts or your comments that you leave during the live. Um, So let me see if I can get this and also make sure I mute that thing because we don't want any crazy feedback. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me see. Maybe we're going to check back in and see if there are comments there. But I've got it up. All right. So how's everybody feeling today? Happy Wednesday, folks. It's another live with Nana because it's Wednesday, all right? And we're talking all about creating your signature style. Okay. So, like you saw me trying to fiddle off top, a lot of times, in case you are just joining for the first time and you're like, what is she doing? What is she talking about? Sometimes when I go live and I broadcast from StreamYard, which is the platform that I use, onto LinkedIn, and I also stream to YouTube, sometimes people leave comments, as the live is going. But sometimes the comments, I can't see them all. And so then after the live is over, I go to LinkedIn and I'm like, oh, these other people was chatting to me and I couldn't see it. So try to mitigate that, do a new thing, have LinkedIn have the live up on LinkedIn so maybe I can catch some of the comments that I sometimes miss. All right. So good morning, Dr. Michelle. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Okay, so today we are talking all about creating a signature style. Okay. And for some of you, you might even be thinking, like, what is a signature style? Why is it important? Why is this even something that I might even consider thinking about or wanting to have? So, just keeping it simple, a signature style is your personal style that you're known for. Okay. It is what you do that is essentially like your calling card. People often comment about it on you when you get dressed. It might be a certain color, it might be a certain garment. Maybe you always wear red, maybe you always wear a suit that's in a great cut. Maybe you always wear cool glasses or cool earrings. Maybe the nails always have nail art, whatever it might be. There are pieces to your style that you do often and repeatedly. Okay, so it becomes something that is consistent and you do this all the time. And you do it well. Okay, that's an important part. All right, you do this really well. You are really clear about it and you know how to get dressed. Okay, you know how to put together a look that really stands out. And you do that consistently and you do it well. And people acknowledge it, people remember it, and it becomes it becomes directly associated with you. Okay, so your signature style is really something that can be connected to your brand. All right, it can really be connected to your personal brand. And that really gets into the why, around why it's something that is important and that you should give some thought to. Okay. So the element of the why around your brand, okay? You hopefully have heard about personal branding. Okay. If you've given some thought to your own personal brand, drop in the chat and tell me maybe 3 words that you would use to describe your own personal brand. Okay. In the chat, give me 3 words that you would use to describe your own personal brand. All right. And this is definitely your personal brand at work. Okay. So, one thing about your personal brand is that everyone has it. Okay. This is not something that is limited or exclusive to celebrities. It is not exclusive to large Fortune 500 companies. It is not exclusive to tech CEOs. It is something that everyone has. You might be an accountant at your firm. You might be a chief diversity officer at your firm. You might be a, I don't know, you might be a management consultant. It doesn't matter what your job is, what your industry is. You have a personal brand. Okay. And simply put, your personal brand is your reputation. Okay. It's your reputation. It's the continuous impression that you make. Let it sit. Okay. I want you to think about it if you have not already been. Okay. It's that continuous impression that you make. Okay, come on, Dr. Michelle. Classically tailored and feminine with cultural and creative accents. Come on. We love this clarity. All right. We can see that fully. At least I can. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right. And it's such a great example of what Dr. Michelle is sharing around how she defines her personal brand, because you can even see how really in that description it's not even describing your personal brand. It is describing your signature style, right? That's really what that description is describing, and it's super clear, and so for other folks who might be tuning in, that's a great example of one. And if you're like, oh snap, she wrote that real quick, I don't know what mine is, that's okay. Okay, that's why you tuned in, right? Is we're going to talk about some things that you want to think about to help you understand how to create your own signature style. So really putting your style and your brand together and making sure that you are considering what your personal style is and how that connects to the impressions that you make and your reputation is something that you want to think about. It's something that you want to give intention to and put some effort into. All right. People notice things. People observe things. They observe you. They obviously observe the work that you do, but they absolutely observe the nonverbal things that you do. They observe, how you treat your peers. They observe, your level of confidence in a meeting with the board of directors. They pay attention to things. Okay. They pay attention to your posture. They pay attention to your behavior. They pay attention to your communication style, the tone that you use. Are you able to connect and have conversations with people at multiple levels within your organization? They pay attention to everything. All right. And as they should. So, and you should be too. So there are, one of the big things that we talk about in image are the ABCDs of image. And really, these elements, I think, apply very much directly to thinking about your personal brand. That's appearance, behavior, communication, and digital presence. Appearance, behavior, communication, and digital presence. And those are some things that you want to think about in terms of, what am I doing in terms of my non-work product, right? Outside of my delivery of the work that I do, the technical element of it, what am I doing to create a memorable brand for myself? And so when you think about the A in that and the appearance, that's where a signature style can really fall quite nicely into the picture. Okay. So I just want to give you, some grounding and some context, because you might be like, whatever, signature style, that is just for the celebs. That's something that, oh, when I get to that place, if this is something you desire, when I'm in the C-suite, or when I get the VP role, when I get the director role, right? Like when. No, boo, not when, now. Okay. You need to start embracing and creating that style for yourself now. And it's going to be, people are then going to see you in that light already. Feel me? Okay. Feel me. If you feel me, let me know in the chat. All right. So that's an important piece of the equation, is your signature style really connects to the personal brand that you are creating. As an example, I actually shared this post yesterday, and it's been getting some good engagement. So I was like, okay, yes, the message is being delivered. But I have a great client. Her name is Sherry. Sherry is an accountant, and we have been working together, gosh, like maybe 5 years or so now. Yeah, when I get in with my clients, and we're rocking together, we be working together for years. Okay, because we just lock in, because my clients understand that their style is a huge part of making sure that they are getting promoted, putting their best foot forward, being confident in all the spaces, all the things. So Sherry and I first started working together. We actually met at a conference, and we were sitting next to each other, actually, and so it sparked a whole conversation, and 5 years later we're still making magic. But she first came to me because she was seeking out a promotion at her company, and actually, because Sherry is who she is, she already had her eyes set on the promotion. I think she was like 2 or 3 years out, and was like, I want to start getting ready now. And I was like, smart. So she knew that she wanted to level up her style to make sure that she was seen as, senior leadership, a senior leader presence, right? And not just a junior level associate, or, analyst, right? Just really elevating the confidence. So she got that promotion, and has been making all kinds of amazing moves in her career. And like I said, she works in an accounting space. And she was on a call with her client, and the CFO comes on the call. And, this is a call with her client, and I don't even know how many people are on the call, but she was like, the entire team was on the call when she was messaging me and telling me this. And she said, the CFO says, Sherry, I am so excited to hop on these calls with you, because I'm always excited to see what you're wearing. You're one of the most fashionable accountants that I know. Yes. Okay. Memorable, memorable, memorable. All right. She has created a great element of her personal brand by speaking volumes, by being consistent, stylish, and sharp in the way that she dresses. So much so that a chief financial officer is going to call her out and give her flowers on a call in front of everybody on the team, because it's like, I mean, she's like, the girl is giving every time I see her. Okay? Like that's the element that you want. That's the impact that having a signature style can have for you, right? And it's that piece of it becoming something that is memorable. All right? You leave a very memorable impression for people. And the other thing that's very important when you're thinking about your signature style, outside of it connecting to your personal brand and outside of it being something that's memorable, is actually, quite frankly, the way that that one of the things that you want to do to help it be memorable is to be consistent. All right, to be consistent. This is not about, oh, I just look great when it's time for the big presentation. or yeah, I have to give a speech at our next board meeting, and so I'm going to make sure I come with it. It's not just about dressing well at the quote unquote big moments. It is about consistency with a signature style. All right. It is about consistently showing up in pieces in a fit that always exemplifies your confidence. Okay. And then it becomes something that people see you do all the time. It just becomes hand in hand that they correlate it with you, right? That's what consistency does. You consistently do something. It's a habit, right? Over and over and over again. And then people are like, oh, well, that's who she is. That's part of her brand. That's part of who she is. Like, I expect nothing less. Okay, that's what your signature style is able to do for you. I have another great client, Heather, and Heather works in the disability awareness space. She's an advocate. She works at a large tech company, and she's part of the C-suite team. And she is constantly known from her peers and her team for always having some great signature eyeglasses and for having great pops of color in her wardrobe. So, depending on what kind of eyeglasses that she's wearing to a meeting, Perk team will often comment, okay, we know this is going to be a fun one, or oh, she's got her studious frames on. We're about to get down to business. Like that, it becomes like just great banter and just like, a great rapport, an easy icebreaker. But again, it's memorable. It's part of her brand because she's consistent with it. She understands the elements that are part of her style that have become her signature. They've become her trademark. Okay. Definitely, if you are feeling and understand what I'm putting down, let me know in the comments. Pop a heart on the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you have questions, for sure, drop those in the comments as well. So, I hope you're understanding the why, and even seeing some examples of how you could be doing this for yourself and why this is something that you should be leaning into. So if you're thinking about a promotion, if you are in the C-suite or aspire to be, right? If you are definitely creating your own brand, if you are, going off and doing your own consulting business, if you are really thinking about ways to take your expertise to the next level, not just within your company or within your role, but in conjunction with it, whether that's through public speaking or consulting, creating a signature style that aligns with your personal brand and doing it consistently is key. It's key. So let's talk a little bit about how you go about creating it, right? You're like, okay, Nana, I feel you. Like, it's important. I understand why I need to be thinking about this or why I need to stop procrastinating and like figure this out. So the first thing you want to give thought to about creating a signature style is the clarity on what your style is and what you desire it to be. You need to have a very clear vision about what your style is. All right? Like and let me break this down too. And really, I don't want to just say is, it's really about what you want your style to be, right? It's about that transition from what it is now to what you really want it to be. All right? You need to have clarity on the vision. Like, if you don't know, you should already know by now. I'm always talking about step one, being very clear on what you want your personal style to be. And that really starts in a few ways. One, defining it. Like, you want to be able to clearly have a description of what you want your personal style to be. You need to be able to rattle that thing off. Okay. And definitely peep the comments because Dr. Michelle already put hers down because she's clear on her style, right? Classically tailored and feminine with cultural and creative accents. Okay. Okay, right? We can start to get an idea of what that looks like visually, right? So you want to be able to articulate this in words for yourself, right? Classic, sophisticated, elegant, colorful, feminine, you know? I hear people talk about, I want casual chic. Okay, great. We get some language. Step two, what does it look like, right? What does that actually look like for you? I have elegant chic. I want elevated casual. I really love feminine pieces, you know? Quiet luxury, all the rave last year and maybe over the last couple of years. What does that look like for you? Okay. So you want to be able to describe your signature style, and then you want to be able to visualize it. All right. And when you are describing your signature style, I'm always like, pick three. Start with three words to describe what you want that signature style to be. And I tell you this, those words that you select should definitely correlate with what you describe as your personal brand. All right. There should be some connective tissue up in there. All right. So it should make sense. So you pick those three words to describe your signature style. That's up to you. This is a personal reflection. Like your style is unique and specific to you. So that's what you decide. It is not about somebody who maybe it's a style influencer, maybe it's celebrity, maybe it's somebody at your job that you're like, oh, I love this person's style. It's not a copy, rinse, and repeat. Okay. You don't just say, okay, I'm gonna get that person's style. You have to make it your own. That's where the signature comes in. All right. Literally think about signing your name. Okay. Only you can do it. Okay. If somebody else does it, it's forgery. No copycats here. All right. You want to make it your own. So define it. Just define it. What do you want? How do you want people to feel? How do you want to feel? What kind of impression do you want to make? Those are some thought questions that you might use to prompt yourself as you're thinking about those three words that you want to use to define your signature style. Okay. So, and again, if you are struggling, think about how you want to define your personal brand. When you're not in the room, what do you want people to say about you? That is a really good question to think about when you're thinking about your personal brand. When you're not in the room, what do you want people to think about you? After you have a conversation with someone, how do you want them to feel? How do you want them to feel? What do you want them to remember about you? These are all self-reflective questions that you want to have answers to. You want to have answers to these. These are so critical in your professional development. Okay. You really want to have answers to this and in your personal development. Like you really want to know. So take some time, do a little journal exercise, get yourself a little chai latte with oat milk. That's my personal favorite. And put on some music and just journal. All right. Say, okay, what do I want my style to be like? Pop down a few words. Then let's get visual. You need to create that mood board. You don't hear me talk about this time and time again because it's such an easy and very direct solution and exercise to do to help you get clarity on what you want your signature style to look like, right? Get pictures, all right? So seek out some style inspiration. When I get on discovery calls with potential clients, I can't tell you how many times, and not even just discovery calls, but sometimes in discovery calls, but definitely when we start working with each other. And every time I work with a new client, you fill out a form that asks you about who your style influencers are, like whose style do you love? All right. Whose style do you look at and you're just like, she is always on point. And there are quite a few times that women are like, I don't know. I can't tell you more times. And every time I'm always a little surprised because sometimes I look at one, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sure there's somebody like, because I'm looking at your style and I'm like, yeah, your style's kind of like this person. I could see some elements of this. And every time they're like, I don't know. I don't really have anyone. Or like, I haven't given that any thought. so many times. So if you're asking yourself that personal question, or if I ask you, like, whose style do you love? And you're like, you should have someone, okay? And this could be, it could be a celebrity, it could be a businesswoman in your industry, it could be someone at your company, it could be someone in your family, it could be a friend, it could be someone who's on Instagram who you follow, but it could even be like a brand. There could be a clothing brand who you follow, and you're like, I really love the aesthetic of this brand. Find and identify people whose style you love. Find those like really great influences where you're like, I just really love how they carry themselves. I really love how she dresses. You want to find these sources, and creating a mood board is going to allow you to just take these images and save them. All right. So you can simply do this on Instagram, right? You can save an image. I think you can even create its own like category or collection, and you can just put style mood board. And then you save the images there. All right. If you're on Pinterest, Pinterest is your haven. You can search for images, okay? You can search for classic businesswoman. You can search for businesswoman with feminine wardrobe. You can search for colorful woman with an energetic brand. You can search so much, like the engine, like it is running back there, okay? So be specific. Take the 3 words that you use to describe the signature style that you want and put them in Pinterest and see the images that come up. Okay? See the images that come up. And also, pro tip, when you're doing that search, put in some other descriptors about yourself. Okay. So if you are a Black woman, a brown woman, put those descriptions in. If you are petite, if you are curvaceous, okay, if you are hourglass shape, or if you have more curves on your hips and you are more of a pear shape, like put some of those descriptions in so you can start to pull up images of women in styles that you could see yourself in. And you can start to think like, I really love this. Or also what's helpful, what you do not like. If you're like, I can't stand yellow, like that's okay. We will not be incorporating that into your signature style. So that's the power of getting clear. When you're clear, you know what you love and you know what you don't love. And you really want that if you're trying to create a signature style. It's when women that have signature styles are very clear. If you present them something, they're gonna be like, I don't like it. No, that's not me. And also, women who have signature styles, let me tell you from experience, it is so easy to shop for them. It is so easy to shop for women who have a signature style. Like, obviously, we want to help them develop a signature style. But, like, we do that because it's so easy. It's so easy. When you have a signature style, it's so easy for you to go to the store and shop because you know what looks good on you and you know the pieces that you love in your wardrobe. You know it. So it becomes such an easy thing. So that's why you got to get clear. It's when you are unclear and you are uncertain that you struggle with shopping. I'm getting all choked up about it. I'm getting hot, y'all. It is when you are unclear is when you struggle, okay? When you are not clear about what fits your body well, you struggle. When you're not clear about the colors that really look great for your body, for your skin tone, you struggle. Okay? Like you'll be on the struggle bus. When you don't know what kind of style you want to have, you struggle. You got a hodgepodge of everything in your closet. And you're like, I don't know, I bought this, but I don't know what to wear it with. That's because you don't know what kind of style you want to have. So you're like, I bought this and it's nice, but I don't know what to put with it. If I'm speaking to you, tell me, put a me up in this chat. Because you're like, why are you calling me out, Nana? right? That's confusion. That is when you are unclear. So we want to get you to the clarity side of the house. That is the way that you are going to create a signature style. So get into that mood board, my friend. Get into that mood board. Um, the next step that you want to take around creating a signature style is identifying your power pieces. All right, those power pieces. These are the pieces that you probably tend to have more of in your closet. These are the pieces that become some of your go-tos when you know you have some important events that you know you want to come with it, right? Like these are the things that you might start to see patterns of in your wardrobe. Um, also when you're looking at power pieces, going back and looking at that mood board can be a great source of inspiration if you're like, I don't know what my power pieces are, but I'm seeing some trends in what I tend to gravitate towards in terms of what I really like in the styles of women who I admire what they wear and how they dress. So you might be taking a note there and seeing some patterns of things, right? So power pieces. Nana, what are power pieces? So your power pieces are those pieces that one, fit you very well. Okay. Fit is so important. All right. Like the way that clothes fit on your body, y'all, I cannot tell you so much. It is so important because it speaks to quality, it speaks to confidence. Like you don't want to have clothing that is too tight on your body. This is the one that I see the most with women, especially when we've had the spaces where we start to gain weight. Trust me, I am in the bucket. The way I am working out now these days, be on my fitness, okay? Because I've gained weight and I'm like, okay, wait, the pants, it's too tight. I can't. No, I can't breathe. I want to still eat, but I can't breathe. Like, so I understand if you're in that bucket where you're like you're losing weight or you have the intention to lose weight and things are tight right now, right? Um or if guess what? Sometimes you might gain weight and you're just like, I've been exercising and I think this is where I'm at. I'm at a new size. This is the space that I'm at now and I've been here for a while. And so you have to make the now work. Even if you aspire for something different, you still want to make the now work. And there are ways to still think about and put into effect your signature style because trust this girl right here, okay, my signature style still be on point, okay, 10, 15 pounds plus what I used to be 2 years ago, okay, and my signature style has not changed, all right. So there are ways to still maintain that. And when you're thinking about those power pieces of yours, right, you want to start thinking about them in a few ways. One, we talked about that fit, right? You want to make sure you have pieces that fit your body well as it is now. Like if you are not comfortable in a piece because it's too tight, because it's too long, the pants are too long, if the shoes are uncomfortable, like no, fit and comfort critical to showcasing your confidence when it comes to how you're getting dressed. All right. So your power pieces must fit well. They must be comfortable because that's going to give you confidence. All right. Another big thing with your power pieces is that they give you like this is a very personal thing with the power pieces, but you get excited about them. Like it has to be something that when you put on, you just get a little bit of that superhero vibe. Like you want to hit the pose, okay? You want to hit the pose, right? Like it just amps your own personal confidence. And that is something that is specific to you. All right. Like that is going to definitely be maybe a little bit of trial and error. If there are pieces right now that you're like, I don't know, it's not giving me the factor. Okay. And also definitely if you're in a zone where you're like, I'm putting on things and I'm not seeing it. It's not giving me the confidence I desire. Yeah, it's time to tap in and call for some help because you're not able to see what works well with you. And that might be because the pieces just aren't in your closet and you might need some help finding what is going to help you have that excitement again, right? And so i.e. a call your girl Nana. And so like these are the things, those power pieces, it's such a feeling thing. When, for example, for me, like simple elements, when I put on a red lipstick or when I put on my purple lipstick, I'm like, let's go do this thing. Let's go do this thing. Okay. I just got a haircut. When you get that hair, when I get the haircut, what? The confidence, I can get a little, the bops be coming. Like I get excited. Okay. For me, color, baby. All right. I love color. Obviously, y'all know the game. All right. So when I pop on purples, reds, yellow, I love color. And that makes me happy and excited. All right. I also really love jackets and layering pieces. So it might be a duster, a great coat. Love it, love it, love it. All right. And then I also love jewelry. So I love jewelry that has unique shapes, unique prints. Like you can see these pairs that I have here. These are from Densia Connor. I talked about her in the top 5 Black brands you should know. Go peep that video if you have not seen it. I love uniquely shaped jewelry, unique colors, prints. That's my jam. Hello, unique colors and prints all up in this sweater. That is from Anthropologie. All right, lipstick is from the Lip Bar. So catch it. I'm throwing them out. Catch the gems. Okay. So that is just a personal, that's how I feel. All right. Red lipstick might not do it for you. All right. You might be looking at this sweater and be like, it's got too much happening. It's a personal thing. That's why you got to get clear, because it's such a personal element around those power pieces and what's going to make you feel good. Okay. The other thing about your power pieces is that you want to identify a power piece in each element of the cab. If you're joining me for the first time, the cab is a framework I talk about all the time because these are the 3 keys to making sure that you have a cohesive look. The cab are your clothes, your accessories, and your beauty. And so you need to identify power pieces in each of those spaces. Like I talked about, jackets, blazers, I love those layering pieces. So I'm always going to be looking for a dope jacket, a dope coat, a dope blazer. Like those are my jam. Love them so much. I also love a great jumpsuit. Okay. Those are some pieces that I'm like step into and it's feeling right and fitting good. Boom, boom, bop. I'm loving it. Okay. So those are some of the clothing pieces that I personally love. Okay. You want to find yours. All right. You need to find those clothing pieces that when you put them on, the fit is on point, the comfort's on point, and it elevates your confidence. Your accessories, the jewelry, the glasses, the hat, the bag. What are the accessory pieces that are your go-tos? That are the ones that are going to really elevate your looks. Okay. Like those are the pieces you want to identify. All right. And like I said, in each one of these buckets, your clothing, your accessories, you want to pick a piece. Start with one in each area and then run back through and grab yourself another. All right. So pick one clothing piece, pick one accessory piece, pick one beauty piece. Like I mentioned, the lipstick for me. What is yours? Is it always having your nails done? Is it, when you get your hair cut or get your hair done, all right? New twists on the locks, whatever it might be. Maybe you get your hair colored and you're like, oh, every time I get the coloring popping, it's game on for me. Identify what it is in the beauty department that you do, and then also going back again, that you do consistently, right? Consistency is key with a signature style. So what is it that is going to be a piece that looks great on you, has a great fit, is comfortable, and it like amplifies your confidence, and that you're going to do it consistently? That's in your clothes, your accessories, and your beauty. Clothes, accessories, and beauty. Okay? So these are like two simple things around getting that clarity. I'm sorry, around getting that signature style and starting to think about how you're going to create it, right? One, getting clear. Writing those 3 words to describe your signature style is so important. So if you're talking about wanting to have an elevated classic look, what does classic mean for you? If classic is having something that is very well tailored, which is often what classic can mean, you want to make sure that you have that on point, that you have your tailor on deck to make sure that your fit is always tailored and altered to fit your body. All right. So that could look like some really great structured blazers. That could look like, great sheath dresses. That could look like very well tailored pants. Okay. Really sharp shirts, like really crisp lines, clean lines, and potentially in neutral colors when it comes to classic. So maybe you're doing a lot of whites and ivories. Maybe you really love the shades of browns. Okay, so you're doing your chocolates, you're doing your caramels. All right, those are some really great colors that you can easily use as neutrals to pair together in your look. Okay, so if you're doing classic and you're like, oh, I love classic, elevated, and casual, maybe those are 3 words that you're using to pick the signature style you want to create. You're going to take classic, elevated, and casual, and you are going to put that into Pinterest. Get some images popping. All right. You might even put that hashtag in on Instagram. You might put classic style, elevated classic style, elevated casual style. Throw that hashtag in, see what images pop up. Okay. And start saving some of those images of the styles that you're like, yes, this is what I'm trying to achieve. All right. Put that in on your mood board. And then start looking at some trends, start looking at those patterns of like, okay, with classic, like I was saying, it's always like a really great tailored blazer. Like, let me look in my closet. Let me try on these blazers. Are they fitting well? Is the tailoring on point? Well, my sleeves are kind of long. I'm not sure. You got to do the check on the fit. You got to do the check on the fit. Okay. So you'll start to see some of these patterns and you'll go through your own pieces and identify what's working for you. What are you putting on and wearing that's giving you that confidence boost? And that confidence boost is going to come because the piece fits you well. That's a big one. All right. And then that's also going to come because it's connected to how you've described your signature style. All right. It's going to be connected to that. All right. And then you know me, I'm a lover for color. So it's going to have some color that really illuminates your skin. All right. Not colors that wash you out, not colors that are really dull, but colors that have some vibrancy in them, colors that are rich, colors that are defined. Okay. And that might look like a really rich red. It might look like a soft baby blue for you in your complexion. It all depends. All right. It really does depend. It depends on your undertone, depends on a lot of different things. But if there are things to consider and take into consideration, if you're like, okay, I need to figure out what kind of colors really work for me, because that's a space that I know I want to feel confident about. Because when I do wear some pieces that have color in them, like I do notice that I arrive differently, I show up differently, and I have more confidence in myself. And it's something that I consistently do. And every time I wear that red blouse, or every time I wear, that purple skirt, people always compliment me every time I wear that. They always compliment me. And that gives me an added boost, and it feels really great. And I think like that's a piece that's a power piece for me. Amazing. Let's get more of that, please. Okay. So this might be your thought process. This might be how you're looking at things. So I want you to see, hopefully you're tracking how like all of this can come together for you to really get the nuts and bolts together on creating that signature style. Okay. And then you're going to be looking at the cab, and you're going to be picking that power piece that's clothes, power piece that's an accessory, and a power piece for your beauty. All three together, repeatedly and consistently done well, will create your signature style. Okay. That is going to be the thing that is going to have you memorable. That is going to be the thing that gets you talked about on calls by your client's CFO. That's going to be the thing that your team can't wait to see you in. That's going to be part of your personal brand and get you memorable and get you achieving these career goals. Okay. Listen, I've been dropping these jewels and gems, okay? So definitely pop in the comments. Let me know what some of your great takeaways were from the conversation today. And if you do have questions about creating your signature style, definitely drop me a comment. Just drop a signature in the comments. I'll send you a DM, and I'm just going to ask you a few questions to make sure that I'm understanding what you need and why you want to create a signature style. Whether it's, seeking a promotion, you're getting more speaking engagements, whatever the reason might be, I always like to understand it so I can get on the same page and being aligned with you in terms of your goals. And then I'm going to invite you to have a discovery call with me. Hop on the call for 30 minutes, and we're going to talk more about your style goals, talk about what your challenges are, what is blocking you from getting the style you want. Okay, because it can be achieved. And you might just be in a situation now where you're like, I just need to hire the help to help me get it because I want it. I've been sitting on it for a long time. I've been trying to do it myself, but it's not getting the result that I want. And I'm stressed about it. And I, quite frankly, don't have the time for it. Okay. So if that is you, I definitely encourage you to book a discovery call with me. It is free. It's 30 minutes. And we're going to talk about what we can do to get your style the way that you want it to be. All right, which is confident and memorable. All right. And so really helping you create that signature style is an absolute solution to that. All right. Take away all the stress, bring ease into the shopping situation, bring ease into creating your looks because everything that you need is in your closet already. That's what I do for my clients inside of my signature service, Style Elevation. And that is something that might be a great fit for you if you really want to create a signature style for yourself. And spring is here in New York. It's in the 60s. It might as well be summer for the people. Okay. And so it's a great moment to be thinking about that transition, to start to physically transition and clean out your closet, put the winter stuff away, bring the spring stuff in, and start to think about how you really want to show up for the spring and summer. And having a signature style can be a really helpful way to do it with complete confidence. So if that is resonating with you, definitely hit me up in the DMs, drop signature in the comment, and I will get the conversation started with you so that we can figure out how to help you get the style that you desire. All right. All right, y'all. I hope this was a great one for you. And I will see you next Wednesday on the live. A peace.